Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Down to Earth Podcast. Today's episode is going to be about video games.
Mm-hmm.
Video games is something that we both thrive in. We both have been doing for a very long time,
Cherish.
and we haven't really talked about it. And what better time to do it than today?
Part of our lives.
So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go ahead, brother. Do your thing.
How did we get into video games? But we'll start with you. How did you get into video games?
Yeah, I actually got into video games from my dad. My dad used to play. Shout out to my pops.
Shout out.
Shout out to pops. My dad used to play heavy Resident Evil. So, as you guys would know, you probably don't know, but Resident Evil is a big, big game that me and my family play. But it all started with my pops. He would play the game. I'd just be sitting there a little pacified, just watching. But for real though, that your boy, wow. But anyway, yeah, I used to just watch him play, and after a while, just like, damn, I kind of want to start.
You had to wait for them hands to get big enough to grab that
You
controller.
know what I'm saying? And yeah, from there, I actually got my system Christmas, and I'll go into that what my first system was and everything. But how did you actually get started?
Even like crazier than regular games. My first game ever was we always had in the house the stand-up arcade.
Ooh,
Miss Pac-Man with Galaga.
love
I care less about Pac-Man, but Galaga, that was my game. I thought I was like in space, taking on the aliens. And then first, I guess, what we consider video games today would be the Sega. Golf, we play that with my dad. And then Cheeky Cheeky Boys, all-time favorite game. I just like saying that word, Cheeky Cheeky
I
Boys.
know you do.
Me and my brother used to play that. That game's about two brothers going on an adventure, slaying the dragons and all that stuff. So that was always a cool thing that we would get to do. Yeah, that was the beginning stages, and then moved on to the GameCube, and I think that's when I got hooked. That's when I would go into GameStop, and they just have the wall.
Oh, the game!
I remember that. I still remember the first time. It was always like you go in there, you don't really know what you're looking at if you're not a gamer.
Sure.
And then when I started playing GameCube, and I saw the wall, and each wall is a different system. So it's like, okay, whatever system you have, just go to that wall. And I went to the GameCube wall, and I'm like,
saw everything. Wow. Scooby Doo.
Couple dollars here, couple dollars there. All you name it, I had it. I had both of those. I don't know if they have Ratatouille, but I had like 4 different Scooby Doo games. Rayman, that was number 1 for me for sure.
Boy, it was going crazy.
Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, that one went off.
Yeah,
that one was crazy. My first system was Nintendo 64.
Okay.
I still remember. I remember it so vividly that day. It was on Christmas. And I swear, that's when I got hooked. And I was like, oh, I can get anything I want on Christmas. Let's get it. So a thing my parents will usually do is, and they still kind of do it to this day, is they'll put all the Christmas gifts under like the tree and everything. And the main things that we ask for, it's not under there. We'll open everything and be like, it's Christmas lame.
Yeah. Oh wait, one more. I think every family does that participates in gift giving.
So then they brought it out. Open it up. I lost my mind. I still remember it was the green console too.
Mm-hmm. The little see-through. Yeah.
Throw that boy in there. I think the first game that I got was called Perfect Dark, and it was more of like it's kind of like how James Bond was back in the day. It was exactly like that. So that was pretty decent, and that's when I got hooked. But a very funny moment that I always remember with video games is watching my dad play. He used to play this game called Project Overkill. Old game on the PlayStation. But this is the only game that would make him get him pissed off. He would throw the fucking remote.
We all got a game like that, that's for sure.
And like back in the day, you didn't have the wireless, so he would throw it. That system would go right with it.
Yeah, you go right with it. And then freeze, and you lose your progress, and you're like, damn.
Pods used to be blue. But now, that brings us to an interesting point just on how video games have changed so much. And how we actually got to experience multiple changes of those actual video games, which is wild that you started off with arcade, like whole system. Like I would really go to like Chuck E. Cheese, like Jeepers or something to like do that, but I never.
But even
that,
that's not like arcade style games at Chuck E. Cheese. Those are like more advanced. Like you're actually like moving or shooting the gun at the screen or something. This is just a joystick with 2 buttons. Galaga only has one button actually.
Really?
It's just a joystick with
I
one
don't
button
think
to shoot.
I've actually played Galaga.
This Pac-Man is no buttons. It's just the analog stick going left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down.
Yeah, I definitely played that.
Yeah, my exchanges was that into the little systems, and then I think it was 7th grade when I actually realized that there was like the competitive side of games, which is when I got my first Xbox, and then it was like, oh, there's online play. I never played anything with online play.
What was your first Xbox? Was it the 360 or was it the original?
No, it was 360. I never had an original.
Really?
I didn't know what Halo was. I didn't know what any of those games were. I didn't know what any of that stuff was. The only time I actually played Halo on the OG Xbox was when we had to stay at some neighbor's house when my mom went into labor with my little brother.
Ooh.
They were like, "Oh, we got Xbox. You want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm really young, so it's just like, okay, yeah,
I don't know what I'm
let's
doing
play."
here.
I was hooked on that, and then ended up getting the 360 years and years later, and then it was like, "Oh, there's online play." And we did the online play, and then I fell in love with the competitive side of stuff and going against people and just wanting to be better than everybody. and then I upgraded to the PC, and then that's when the world unlocked of just like everything is competitive to the most highest level if you want it to be.
Cussing on games, all that.
Yeah, of course. I did that yesterday.
So then, for you personally, because some people out there don't, understand why people play video games or why
that's
people
crazy.
Dedicate so much time to it. So for you personally, though, why do you play video games aside from the competitive aspect and everything that you already talked about?
Yeah.
What other reasons do you play?
Well, it gives you that. I guess it's paired with the competitive stuff, but when you win, it gives you that sense of achievement. The dopamine. The sense of achievement, even more of just like, damn, we just play with 98 other real human beings, and we were the best 2 out of those 100. Mm-hmm. That's that kind of like that constant drive. That's like, oh, we could be the best. We could be the best. We could be the best. Mm-hmm. Other than that, definitely an escape. I mean, anytime it was like stress or bad day at school, bad day at work. Mm-hmm. Even now, just when you have those days where you're just like checked out of reality and you don't want to do anything, like some people read and do that, I'm on a game. My escape is a game, because when I'm in there and it's a competitive, life don't matter because you got a full squad that are, you need to come out and do what you need to do because for that common goal. So whatever you're going through doesn't matter. And that check out of reality is, childish in some ways, sure, and it isn't reality. And that time could definitely be going into, achieving real life goals and stuff like that. But no, mine is totally for the competitive nature of it and the escape and just what I like to do in my free time too. So kind of, it's like a pair. It's like if I have free time and I want to do something, I'll play the game. If I'm having a bad day and I want to escape from reality, I'm playing the game. So it kind of just hit from all the angles. What about you?
I feel it. I would definitely say it's definitely an escape for sure. Because I can just get lost in whatever game I'm playing. Resident Evil by myself, I've dedicated 5 hours to that, bro. A day, solid.
And bueno, no more.
I'll beat that game quick, but it's that. But then it's just a time to be able to hang out with friends as well, bro. Like especially now in this day and age, I can get on the game, invite you to a party, and it's like we're hanging out.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like it's that time too, because right now we're getting older. We're not able to hang out as much, what I'm saying, because there's so much going on either with work or just other things, or significant other, family, whatever. So it's like us having that Fridays for the boys thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, we get to jump on, talk some shit, play the game, go crazy, and just have a good time. So that was really my biggest thing with it. I think starting out, it really just, I was addicted. Like, when the Xbox first came out, my uncle had it on my dad's side, and they would play Halo, but they would say that we couldn't come in there and see it because it was mature. It was rated. I'm like, oh, so it was one day I snuck in there, bro, and they playing. I'm like, these boys lame as hell at this shit. I literally remember thinking this in my head. He's like, you want to play? I'm like, fuck all of them up. When I got fucking them up. So yeah, that's when I got hooked, and that's why I play video games, because escape a little bit, and it's just something. Yeah, if you're bored and you don't, let's say I did everything I was supposed to do, and what else am I supposed to do today?
Yeah, and to set up like the actual, like, oh, you live all the way out there, I live all the way out here. We want to meet somewhere with this person in that place, and all of that time too is even makes it even harder to get together.
Yeah.
Just to get together and be like,
100%.
damn, we can only hang out for a little bit because then I got a 45-minute drive there. You got to go back and do this. And we can just hop on the game literally instantly, no matter where we're at in the world. In the world now.
Real quick. So I think that's a big thing. But then for you, you know, I know we kind of talked a little bit about the most like memorable childhood game for you, but is there any others that like really stood out to you? And it's just like
that had like a lasting impact on me.
Yeah.
League of Legends when I started working at Nancy's, because now that's going to be a game that I play till the day I die.
That's on PC.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion was always a standout game for me on the GameCube. Like if I turn the GameCube on, there's 2 games that I would only play right now. If I turn the game on, it's Pokemon XD.
On GameCube.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Pokemon? That's when they went away from like the Overlook thing and actually made it like
you walking around
going to the store, finding money, all that stuff.
I think my brother had that one.
And then Luigi's Mansion for that. Nowadays, regular gaming is going to be, Fortnite's always going to be around. We'll play that. Warzone, if they actually fix their fucking audio.
Crying.
And League of Legends. I love Hunt Showdown's really good right now. That's one of my favorite games. And
Hunt Showdown. That's
one that we played a couple times. You try playing with the controller.
Oh, yeah. Got you. Whoa. Don't put my business out there. Okay.
What about you?
For me,
love
Fortnite. Right. But Resident Evil is definitely hands down one of like the first ones for sure. That's the most memorable for me personally. But I would have to say, because back in the day, it was with the Xbox 360 and the original Xbox, it was more focused on not online but playing inside. So like either 2 players or 4 players.
Co-op, yeah, couch co-op.
So this game on the original Xbox called Time Splitter.
Okay.
And shout out to my brother and sister. We used to play that all the time. So it's like it's a PvP obviously, and it's like James Bond. So you have the 4 little boxes, and you go around shooting people, whatever. But there was this mode called Virus on there, right? And it was like tag, bro. So it would be one person that has the virus, and you'll have like this like green like like smoke or whatever on it, and that's how you can tell that person was the virus. And if they touched you,
then you become the virus.
So it was like tag, bro. We used to play that shit all the time, bro.
Yelling and screaming, bro. So that was definitely that's a cool one. I never heard that.
That one's really fun. And I think that's really. Oh, there's one on the GameCube called Monkey Ball.
I used to play that. I know that one.
That one's.
I never liked that one.
That one's lit.
The only monkey one I liked is where you had to catch him.
What is that?
I don't remember what that one was called.
It was on GameCube?
But it was like every level you go to, there's like anywhere from 4 to 8, and you have to catch them, and they'll run from you, and you have your net, and you're a little boy. Oh, I forgot what that was called.
I don't know what you're playing, but it sounds like it's fun.
We catch monkeys.
But that transitions us to video games. Now,
video games now, we're good on that.
Scams. What you mean?
I'm talking about scams.
And there's becoming a little bit of a trend right now. I only know of a couple, probably like 3.
We know about more. We just don't accept it as a scam.
Maybe that's true.
Well, so then I'll take the lead. I'll jump into that a little bit.
Okay, so first, before you go into which ones, explain like why you believe it's a scam or like the whole thing behind it.
So my basic conception of if it's a scam or not is they'll slap a label on it of something that mainstream knows, loves, and then they don't put any actual effort into the game to get it to today's standards of gaming. Today's standards of gaming
is very different.
If you're playing a competitive game, it's Fortnite and Call of Duty. Can you compete with those on that type of level? Even Apex on a more like VFX level of stuff.
Correct.
So the first example would be The Walking Dead. Everybody loves The Walking Dead. It's mainstream. At one point, it was a #1 watched TV show.
That was good.
And AMC isn't actually making a Walking Dead game. They do TV shows and stuff. They don't make games.
Correct.
So a video game studio bought the rights to use the Walking Dead name.
Do you know what studio it was?
No, I don't. And then they made a game, and that game is what you would have expected to play on PlayStation
1. 100%.
In 2023.
100%.
2023.
100%.
2023, you're paying $40 for a game that is the brand of what you want it to be because they purchased the rights to use the brand for that game, and the game plays like PlayStation 1 game. That's a scam. Other example would be a game that we've been hyped about for over a year. Over a year. I remember sending you videos over a year ago when it was first announced, and it looked so good the day before.
Sadly.
The day before it came out, all the streamers were playing it. It was a $40 game. 2 days after launch, they announced they're shutting down the entire game studio and will eventually lose support for the game. After taking $40 from everybody.
That's wild.
Saying, oh, yeah, we have money problems, and we used all the money from you guys to pay off our debts. See, Thank you for playing.
And, like, for me, if they would have reimbursed because you can only buy it on Steam. There was no, like, physical
it was
copy
PC
or whatever.
only.
So it's like, you can give back the money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can. So it's like, if they would have did that, that would have been like, all right, cool, whatever.
Nah, they needed the money to pay the debts off. That's why they did it. And they put all their money into marketing. And that's the other thing, too. You know, the game trailers and stuff don't actually ever look like the actual game you're going to play, which is borderline false advertisement. So I don't know how the laws and regulations work with that stuff. But that's crazy to me. That's insane. Is wild.
That's like those, sometimes those games on the iPhone.
All of them.
They'll show you.
All of them are.
They'll show you something real good. You click it. It is not that.
And that's why I like what's happening on Twitter, or X, as you call it now. When those advertisements pop up for those games, the community notes go up under it. It's like, this game is nothing like what it actually looks like.
Yeah,
and then it'll even give you like a link to, hey, here's 30 seconds of what the game actually looks like if you're thinking of downloading it. Community notes on X is the best thing that I've ever seen that platform do.
Yeah, 100%.
And then on a more, I think some of the most played games,
it's gonna piss people off with
is 2K, which is NBA 2K.
You think it's a scam?
And Madden. It has to be a scam.
Okay, break it down. Why do you think that, man?
So not only are the games not $60 anymore, they're $70.
Are you sure? The regular copy, like, is it not like a deluxe?
All new games now are $70.
No way.
Oh yeah, you can look. We'll say 60
I'm not
to
saying
70.
they're not.
We'll
I'm
say
just
60
saying,
to 70 just for the sake of argument.
I'm not saying they're not. I just don't know. I haven't bought a new game in like a minute.
Yeah, all the new games that I see now for the Xbox X are $70.
I know they do like a I forgot which game. I think GTA. GTA is doing well in 2K, man. They do like a deluxe version.
Yeah, we don't care about those. Yeah, we're talking about base game, $60 to $70. And you're buying that every year, and the games are getting worse. Nobody can tell me that 2K and Madden is getting better.
That's not buying it.
Because they're putting less effort into it, because they know it's just like using your brand name. You know that people are going to buy it because you have the brand, so why should we put more money and effort into it if we're going to expect the same money out? That's what they're doing, because they don't care about the actual player base anymore. They just want to get paid. It's crazy. 2K is the same game every year. Madden is the worse every year.
You played it recently?
Mm-mm. Or maybe free trial, or that might have been last year's one.
I hate trial.
Yeah, that's awful.
Fuck, they don't do free trials for those games, do they?
Yeah. You get
where?
CDkeys.com, you got all types of stuff.
CD Keys. Black market is shit.
Oh. And those games are even worse now, because unlike Battle Royale games where they have to constantly be doing hot fixes, you don't really got to do that for Madden and 2K.
No.
It's like, here's a game, you guys play against each other, okay. But, Call of Duty, if they release a gun on accident that's literally a one-shot gun, they got people hot fixing it like right away.
Yeah. It's crazy to actually see the transition from the old games to now they're so focused on Battle Royale games. It's like, I'm very surprised, like, Disney or, like, what's the other...
Nintendo? I don't think they have any.
Yeah, Nintendo. Like, bro, a Super Mario, like, Battle Royale would be
I guess if you think about it, Mario Party could technically be considered a Battle Royale. Everybody starts at the same. No, Nintendo's never been about guns, though.
I know, but, like, just, like, even a fight, because they do fighting shit, Super Smash Bros. And shit. I guess, I don't know.
They have their own version of it, but yeah, maybe like...
But that'd be lit, though. Like, people would fucking buy that shit. People would buy that shit immediately. But yeah, just, like, the transition from now to Battle Royale games is just interesting.
Well, on top of Battle Royale, it's, the games that we talked about earlier, you could just turn the system on and play the game. There's not even a menu. You just start playing the game. Now, for us to play Warzone, this is what happens with Warzone. You log into Warzone, it says the game needs to restart, so you restart the game, then you go in, it says, do you want to buy the Battle Pass? And then it shows you 5 skins that you could potentially purchase for real money. Then when you're at the level, then it asks you again for the Battle Pass, and then it doesn't even put you in the game until you select the game mode you want to play, then how many people you want to play with, then the Battle Pass, then the battle pass again. You love battle pass.
Right.
And then the loading screen for the game. And then after every game ends, it asks you if you want to buy something.
You know what's wild
That's crazy.
is the downloads that you have to do when you first buy a game and you have to download it. Like the days of just buying a game and starting they've been long gone. Like for a while now.
I don't know what the tech cost is, but that's what I'm assuming it is.
It
How do you go from having a disc that you could put in and play to having a disc that you put in and then have to download?
That shit's wild.
I'd like to learn the tech on that because
that'd be interesting.
I don't know. It can't be a system thing because systems only got better. I'm assuming. Is it a disc thing? Like you're just literally giving somebody a blank disc. Is that what it turned into? They just have the cloud of what you download, and they put nothing on the disc except for the picture of the game, and then almost like a QR code that brings you somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that what a disc maybe was? They turned it from we're going to put all the data on here in each individual disc. That's got to be what it was.
Because I mean, I guess they wouldn't be able to do updates and shit if they did just have it all on the disc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right what it was.
I understand that.
So they started giving motherfuckers blank discs.
He blew.
And then they said, we're not even going to print you the disc anymore. We're going to make you a console that you can't even put a disc in. Just download it.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Dude, I can't. I'm kind of. Well, I'm not stuck in it, but I would say if any Resident Evil games come out, I always make sure I get the disc on there. And like sooner or later, that's even going to
That's probably next year.
That's going to be gone. I'm just like, I'm so stuck on that, bro.
Because I looked at Xbox's roadmap for console releases. Mm-hmm. They have an updated to the X/S mm-hmm. coming like September 2024. Mm-hmm. 100% discless. You don't even have an option for disc.
So, I mean, I'm cool with that, but
no. But once everything's on there, why would the game creator what?
I'm just thinking not having a disc.
Not having
Resident Evil come out, bro. Like that's just wild.
I thought you got like stung by a bee or something.
He's scared as hell.
But I don't think there's going to be a reason for the game makers to make a disc if like it gets probably to 95% of.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no. Yeah.
There's even no now, Warzone, Call of Duty. I don't even know if there is a disc version.
That's like even I just well I kind of already knew, but it really just stuck out because I bought the Mission Impossible DVD because I like to collect those. I have all of them.
That's gonna be dying too.
But like even now, like you can just buy it on Amazon Prime and have it forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like so, sooner or later, that's even going to be gone.
Remember, most people wouldn't even. They downgraded from having a DVD player and just said, "Oh, my Xbox can do that." So now nobody has a DVD player, and now the Xboxes don't even have the. Some of the Xboxes don't even have the slit for the CD or the DVD. Yeah.
Just buy it on that.
As Digital Society. Catch us next week when we talk about the Digital Society.
You don't have a hook. But no, I mean, yeah, sadly about that game is a scam, but overall, man, just wanted to touch base on video games because that's something that we're both very passionate about, and it's just something we never talked about. So, for all the game heads out there,
we'll label this one game head. No, we'll just label it video games. I like that. But if you don't like video games, you'll lose 5 subscribers.
Right. Fuck you. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you guys for watching another episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for our new subscribers that we had currently. We appreciate that, and we're looking to keep going. And our next episode should be a little bit more lit for you guys. Got a little special surprise for you.
Drake.
He loves Drake. This is like 15 times.
You brought him up 3 times last episode.
What I said?
I don't remember, but you did.
See what I'm saying?
We got evidence.
Cap. But we shall see you guys next week. Peace.